So here comes that execute, and here comes that pop flash as well. Down it goes into the ladder. Elusive actually avoids both flashbangs. And there's one, there's two, lining them up with the Nova. A huge advantage early on for the CTs, but it's taken right on back. Elusive actually caps off the 3K after swapping the Nova out for an AK-47. Tensky on the back of the train goes down, and now it's down to another 1v1, a very close situation. Sonic by Old Bomb wrapping towards the cameras, and he gets the best of them in the 1 versus 1, and it's a great way for Bravado to swing things.
And Bravado kind of quickly losing control of the outside bomb site. Only Elusive up there in CT heaven. He falls. Sonic rotated through Z. Black Poison now at back lanes. And, you know, tucked over here at Ivy is one member of Rogue. Nice shot from Victor. Black Poison falls up in one of his own, but Victor coming up huge in that round. I think he had 4 kills.
I mean, round trading like this is really going to benefit the T side. They can afford to take that economic punishment early on because the CT side's not going to have that utility to slow things down. So even if it's Rogue working with like a mixture of Tech 9s and AKs, the raw speed factor. That aggressive play from Bravado costs them 2 players very early on and a whole lot of map positioning. They've gotten this bomb plant with very few seconds ticked off the clock, and now it's just Elusive in a 1 versus 3. Tensky, Bubble, and Cadian all defending the site, and they've got Cadian moving towards upper as well, holding in the box walls. Both players just going to fall back, and you're like, you know what, you want to get that bomb, you're going to have to come to us. We're not going to take these fights with you. And that should play into their favor as time is continuing to tick away. He does not have a smoke. Flash comes out, and he's going to run away and try and save that gun.
Yeah, I mean, playing that aggressive, I mean, you have a FAMAS and M4 with very little utility. You don't really have a smoke in front of you to work with. And this is also reset potential. I mean, you just previous gun rounds, and yet they just come down ladder. Cadian fell, and like I said, Black Poison made a play on T-mid. But, you know, Rogue finding Bravado out of position is just consistently killing Bravado.
Goals on the bomb train, not able to get the best of Bubble, who I believe caps off a 3K on the round. Big performance from him, and it's just another round for Rogue. They continue to grab him. We talked about it coming into this one. The Bulgarian side, very good on train, very competent. Here's that opener where Black Poison the train, and now it's down to just 2, Sonic and Detroni. And both players kind of hemmed in over by the ladder. At this point, they really need to find a kill on these guys. The bomb is still being defused. Victor's just holding him off. He's trying forever. The Molotov is down, but it's just a little too late. And it will be the round for the CTs.
I mean, I understand the hesitation at that point. You know there's a CT close ladder, but both of you guys need to swing on that and just check the bomb at least. Unfortunately, Victor just sticking the defuse. Nice shot onto Black Poison right there. And I'm baffled as to why Goals is standing at
plant here so they can move forward with a bit more cash. Looks likely, though, that it's going to be shut down. If they can even get to that bomb site, it would be a miracle, and they do manage to get into the smoke where Detroni just sticks it. Nerves of steel, and he manages to get it off despite the fact that everyone else on his team was dead. The smoke surrounded him enough to provide him cover. So Bravado get the bomb plant, and they get the bonus $800.
Bomb carriers, you know, are oftentimes, you know, unheralded, I think is the word maybe, where it was Sandwich and Victor just kind of walks in, finds 2 blind terrorists, finds one, the other guy backs out, and that was Sonic, like you said. And he immediately finds the bomb. Now he's got a 4K on the round, looking for the ace. This is a huge round coming out from Victor, and it's all off the back of that coordinated play at T-mid.
Goals now left alone. And a 1 versus 3 comes to the top of the stairs, and there's Victor again. That's an ace for Victor. It's so casually done. Now we don't see his trademark whistling, hands up celebration, but I mean, he's happy. He's very happy. The team continues on. And I mean, Victor has just been so good. So he pushes up aggressively with the flash, gets one, gets another one outside. Up 1 on the attempted retake. Bravado's managed to pick himself up an AWP, and it looks like they're going to go towards CT spawn, where they've got one waiting. It's Victor, who sends out the AK shots to pick off the op. The AK repeats. It's Elusive finding it, and it's a 2-on-2. Back and forth these 2 teams go, fighting for control of the site. Tensky hits a nice shot. Detroni gets one more.
Almost.
But a 3K is all he's going to get today. Nice shooting from him, but not enough.
Yeah, some nice entries coming out from Detroni, and that could have been a really dangerous round for Rogue. I mean, it would have put Bravado at reset potential, but they actually, I think the reason Victor was over at B is they have Cadian kind of changing his position each round with the AWP, and he concedes this deagle. Sonic drops Cadian. So the A bomb site is completely vacant at this point. You have Tensky over there towards the jungle, and they haven't smoked anything off. They haven't actually cornered over here. That jungle cubby, and Sonic finding another onto Glace. Nice round from him thus far. And Victor's kind of left all alone over here. Nobody has eyes on it. And 7-1, Bravado finds their first. Here it goes. I mean, this is where you need to start a massive comeback on the T side to at least have it be a competent scoreline going into the second half.
I mean, good damage dealt there by Rogue, only allowing 2 players to survive throughout the entirety of the tournament, but they just keep going towards A and forcing that fight with him. You know, I feel like maybe they got down early and now they feel like they just need to get back into the game, so they're trying to go with like safer plays, not wanting to maybe risk a play towards B. You know, because they've gone A so many times, they know what to expect. But it's costing them. Like Tensky at this point could just get aggressive because they're not coming there. So he's just going to push. He's going to push in through apartments like he just did there. He kills the last 2 players of the round, but he can kind of get away with that at this point because of the fact that they put almost no presence towards B.
Throughout this entire half, the play probably will come here, and I mean, here it is. Gideon's just got a free kill. Like some of these peaks that I'm seeing, the over peaking, just the wide peaks coming out of Bravado, without the utility to hold at all, it's unfortunate.
All right, well, I mean, clearly Rogue is feeling happy right now. I wish I could say the same for the boys from South Africa, as Bravado is off to a rough start on Mirage, a map they beat TSM on yesterday, 16-8. All those trying to come in on the retake. Black Poison moving up from Catwalk. Cadian right on the other side of the window, waiting for Elusive or Sonic to peek out. There's the first one for Cadian. He hears the other one in the window. He's going to switch it over to Burstfire. Gets the spin back on Black Poison, who's picked off 2 from Catwalk. It's up to Glace now in the site. A potential comeback opportunity for Bravado, and there it is. They grab the pistol round. I mean, at this point, a huge round for them to grab. They desperately needed that.
Oh, for sure. And speaking of unable to hold retakes, I don't think anybody was spotting Catwalk after Black Poison dropped the first member. He was in position is unfortunate, but playing smart throughout this half is the most difficult task, to stay disciplined, to simultaneously get aggressive and be a force that suddenly Rogue will be afraid of. Is next to impossible as Victor walks up a ramp with Tensky. Elusive finds him, but Victor trades out 2. And now you're looking at a 3v4 situation, and you know the terrorists aren't quite on the bomb site yet, but Bravado's got to be scratching their heads with their rotations right now. You have 1 player over towards Catwalk, 1 at CT, and 1 at Jungle, with no real info.
He's taking those gun battles. He's not afraid at all, as HBon just runs into the B site, takes control here. As long as they get a smoke on the doors before they cross, that cannot happen. But instead, Chuch with 2, 3 unbelievable kills on the B site. And now all of a sudden, Tainted could win this round, no problem.
Not only win it, I'd say they'd have a decent advantage, barring that Sanks is the performer that is showing up so far early into this game. We mentioned he had 7 kills earlier. Now it's much more so. He's got 2 players out on it in front and behind him, but the bomb's down into the upper tunnels, and Chuch most certainly saw that, and he's stolen himself an AK. Shadow is spotted, and Sanks still can't get the jump on him. It's an ace for Chuch.
He can get in a good position and play the time, and then use that Molotov, you know, properly, and just bait out the time, bait out the time, bait out the time. And he's in a very advantaged situation being at this A site.
Yeah, Sanks, Molotov here. It's not quite on mark, so Infrequent may have thought that the site was clear itself, or he probably knew that his Molotov didn't quite get the hop off the wall that he wanted. But there it is, Sanks coming up.
Back-to-back rounds where the team that won it kind of had no business winning it.
Right.
I mean, you know, Chuch off that incredible Deagle round, and then this round.
Accomplished, and they might even be able to pick up this round. Infrequent is taking some damage, licks, and falls back, but then pushes forward, and he gets baited. Die is ready and waiting to catch him rounding the corner. Lias is left alone with an ump coming against Akis and Die, and there it is. An eco round goes the way of Muffin Lightning, just on a fast A push.
That's the second time it happened. I mean, the second time they've just P250 rushed long A and actually won the round. One of the other rounds they won is when, you know, Tainted had SMGs and
is left though 1v3 to try and clutch this one through, because Silent was able to pick up another frag for himself. Lias though not going out without a fight. He's got himself the first. Now trying to enter into the site. This is one of those situations you're talking about where you have no business winning, but Lias is going to throw a flash in immediately into the site. He takes a ton of damage, 5 HP and a dream. It doesn't take much, and he's already lit Silent up so much. Silent wisely just has to sit back, but he peeks aggressively. Lias touched the bomb only momentarily. Silent should have been realizing that I've got 4 seconds to deal with before I have to peek him at all. He peeks immediately, and Lias ends up with a beautiful 1v3 clutch with 2 players that were on the site itself post-plant lit as well. So this is looking like a convincing situation for Muffin Lightning to be able to steamroll in certain directions unless they manage to get some team damage in there. I think Die may have taken one to the back of the head from her comrade in arms. And Infrequent now has a CZ at medium range. It's not nearly the weapon you want to be able to try that with, but a now 3v1. Elias is going to have to try and pull this one out of his hat again. This one it might be a more difficult, sticky situation for himself to be able to pull off, but he's going to get up close and personal with his M4. One player I guess, consistent than Silent has in this matchup so far. Sonic sees players starting to infiltrate in the mid, and he's going to make his way out of dodge just ever so barely. It's interesting that Dai is the lit player moving out front, being the tip of the spear. She's been performing incredibly well today, but they will put her in danger's way. Silent, though, gets the first frag on Sonic. He was the player that was abandoning out, but they'll go from mid to B into the checkers. Judge gets himself a quick 1-2-3, and Lies is going to show up, dropping out of heaven, gets himself that one, but it puts so much weight onto Silent's shoulders. It was a 1v3, immediately into a 1v2 after the trade. Silent wisely has enough time to be able to back up. He's got that op, and it looks like he'll looking and seeing Chuch over towards the stairwell, and Frequent dies to the one tap from Sank. Sank's got himself two. Now it's just going to be Chuch alone 1v3 against the likes of two AKs, and Sanks has himself a 4K looking for the ace. Do they give it to them? Do they fight tooth and nail? Sanks is lined up, ready for the cross coming around, and Sanks gets the ace to finish out the first half 9-6. It did start out for Muffin Lightning. They kind of bookended that first half with beginning and end performances.
Yeah, I mean, Sanks just with some insane shots, man.
Now his position sold out from range. The flashbang looked okay. Silent was able to turn his head just enough before the second one, too, comes in. He got the kill on Lias, now upgrading himself to the stolen AK, and the Molotov's going to make great work as well. It burns, 1 HP. Chuch is forced out of position, and Silent gets that 1v2 clutch. There's been so much highlight from individual effort for both of these teams, and Muffin Lightning just seems to be a little bit sharper.
Yeah, but that was a very, very
damage. There's a lot of flashbangs right now for Tainted Minds. This is wide, very wide for Silent, but he got the first kill now. Time is of the essence. Infrequent has that op, and Silent knows what he's up against, just baiting it out. He plays it so well. Now he's done so much damage to Infrequent that Infrequent will say, no, I'm out of here. I'm going to try and escape the bomb blast. They might have some more friction again as Silent was looking in that direction, but Infrequent will just continue to retreat even further. But Silent ends up winning what was a 1v3 situation. He plants the bomb and wisely backs off.
Yeah, he missed CT spawn smoke. And that rotation was so easy for Tainted Minds to stop that, because they threw the smokes and they waited for like the counter nades, but no counter nades came out. If they would have just executed with the smoke grenades and went out, I don't think that would have happened, as they're just cleaning up on this anti-eco with this fast connector push for Chuch, already with a 4K in this round. Silent coming out the A ramp is going to be easy for Wizard to kill. And, you know, Tainted Minds did what they needed to do. They needed to survive the hard economic state that they were in.
Frequent, he just lays down Lias, and that was the best fragger that they have. Sanks is alive. He might be able to wreck him, but he dies. So Sanks is left in a 1v2. Oh man, the wrecking ball has shown up, but Infrequent has the solution. Tainted Minds got themselves around. Now that their economy was a little bit faltered, and they win that one about as healthy as they could.
Yeah, and Diane made a pretty crucial mistake there. Sanks had the right idea. He was about to flash for her, but she peeked way too early. If she was going to peek then, she should have peeked when it was, you know, the guy was actually planning. Again, that's the second time Silence just posted on the A halls and gotten a free entry. But Sonic so close to him. Takes out the op, and now Ichiban needs to hold this A site.
Ichiban sees one. He's going to get down Lias. That's a big frag, and he's going to get Wizard too. Working for the next one. Infrequent is at least able to silence him, and it's Sonic to get the next frag as well, even to a 2-on-2. A dink right there. That's a big one, but Sonic has the op. It's not even his most comfortable weapon, but he's got himself a 3K on the round so far. It's up to Sanks to stop the bleeding, and a shot through the smoke and possibly through the end of the box will drop Sanks into the 70s for HP. The bomb on the ground. Another shot through. They seem to know exactly where he is. Almost